There are many who strive, but few endure. There are many who struggle, but few prevail. And of those who remain, there is only one who can truly be called a hero.
Hello everybody and welcome to the season finale of the internet's #1 favorite show. This is the BYB Insider and I'm your host, the big guy. So we have a champion. And in this episode we're going to find out just who that is. But first, there's others going for bragging rights and going for bold glory. That's right. This is the final week, and as customary in the final week, it's bowl week here at the BYB Insider. We're going to change it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. We're going to start off with the Up All Night Bowl. Here we go, folks. Bowl action, final week, season finale. It's on. So it is the 7-Eleven Up All Night Bowl. And here we go with the Monstars coming to face Boo Just Go White. Bowl rights on the line, and we're into box scores, and we start off with the Stars. Cam Newton coming through with a big 21-point effort. Brandon Marshall and Marquise Colston kicking down. Adam Vinatieri with 12. But Pierre Thomas, D'Angelo Williams, and the middle section of the defense there a little light. But as you flip it over, Nick Foles with a nice 19-point game. Steven Jackson, A.J. Green, and Roddy White scoring down big. Dontari Poe, not so good, but Dan Bailey with the clutch 12 points put the Boom Boys over. They take the Up All Night Bowl 112.5 to 107.5. So coming into the Trojan Ends Boner Bowl, the Black Angels, hard luck season this year as they have scored the second most fantasy points this season in the BYB. The only problem is they've also been scored on the second most. They came in facing yet another hardcore luck story in Mark Muncy's 3 and outs, who free-falled out of the A tournament and into the B tournament. They made up to finally settle it. The Angels looking for revenge, and the Mudford 3 and outs trying to finish strong. It's the Trojan Ends Boner Bowl. Here we go. So here we go, the Trojan Ends Boner Bowl. The 3 and outs and the Black Angels. The last time they met, the 3 and outs put a loss on the Angels, but the Angels had an answer in this one, for they released the Kraken. Greg Hardy, 21.5. Peyton Manning and LaShawn McCoy again coming up large for the Angels. Marcades Lewis and MJD and even Mason Crosby got into double figures, but when you flip it over to the other side, Russell, and even Andre Johnson, unfortunately, just barely broke 10, and Nick Novak broke 10, but the rest of the team, they failed to show up for Mark Muncy, and it led to disaster for the 3 and outs. The Angels are the Boner Bowl champions, 127.5 to 76.5. So as we come into the 5 and Dime Bowl, familiar foes, father and son, Jacob and Josh Workman. Mano a mano, head to head one more time. This time, a little bit of that 5 and Dime Bowl bragging rights. Here we go. It is the 5 and Dime Eatery 5 and Dime Bowl. The father and son meeting up once more. And this time, though, the son came with all guns blazing. Drew Brees, 45 points. The man beast, Marshawn Lynch, came with 16. And Pierre Garçon chipped in with 11. And Vontaze Burfict coming on the defensive side. And Phil Dawson chipping in as well. But when you flip it around, the father was prepared as Kaepernick, Bell, Bush, Bryant, Kendall Wright, Greg Olsen, and Matt Prater delivered. And it delivered a 5 and Dime Bowl victory for the machine, 138-5 to 119-5. So as we came to the 2000 Flushes Toilet Bowl, we had two teams with remarkably different stories of getting there. For Team Let Me Kick, Charlie Brown had a good second half of the season, but unfortunately in his first round game, got revenged upon by the Black Angels, so he found himself trying to fight his way out of the BYB's most dreaded prize. Meanwhile, you had Tommy Quick, by far and away the longest losing streak in BYB history coming into this game, and just really tough luck all the way around. Who came away with some unwanted hardware? I think I hear the toilet bowl swirling now. It's the 2000 Flushes Toilet Bowl. Here we go. So we come to the 2000 Flushes Toilet Bowl. Team Let Me Kick and the McConnell Mud Dogs, the loser, comes away with the worst BYB prize. And Chris Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jason Witten tries they might to keep Tommy from winning that toilet bowl. But unfortunately, when Roethlisberger, Gore, Torrey Smith, and Derek Johnson don't bring anything to the table, it makes it hard. Even harder when Charlie Brown can come up with scores like that. And for Tommy Quick, swirling down the toilet again. 120 to 103. The Mud Dogs are your toilet bowl winners. And Tommy, for God's sakes, do something. You know what? Forget it. I'm done. I'm out. Next highlight, bringing the big guy back in here. We're done. Out of here. So as we came into the BYB Consolation Bowl, presented by Bits, it's yet again two familiar foes. Larry Dameron and his Prestige Worldwide boys come to face the Guild of Calamitous Intent and Michael Evans. These two, a long storied rivalry, and they're going to add in the newest chapter. It's bowl bragging rights on the line. Here we go. So here we go, folks. It's the Consolation Bowl presented by Bits, the Prestige Worldwide against the Guild of Calamitous Intent, and we're in the box scores. And for Prestige, Forte brought the Thunder as well as the rest of the group. And could the Guild answer? No. Luck and Woodhead at least showed up. Demarius Thomas had a great game, but Eric Decker once again screwed Mickey, and Jamal Charles unfortunately didn't even play, and the bottom of the defense there just might as well should have followed suit as the Guild fall once again, 122.5 to 98. So here we are. 17 weeks, many battles, all down to this. It's the BYB Championship game. And one participant in the game, familiar to the surroundings, Thomas Atkins and his UPS boys, come to face Jared Taylor. And Jared had a 5-year story culminating here. Who's going to come away with Dina? And who is going to be the champion? We're going to find that out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the brawl for it all. The BYB Championship game, it's presented by Pyrotech Productions, the Cobra Kai, and the defending world champions UPS. Big fight atmosphere, big game. It's for it all, folks. The big flyovers, the thousands of people in the stands. Carrie Underwood bringing the national anthem, and we're in the box scores. And we start off with the Kais. Kyle Orton in a relief fill-in role. Tony Choco Homo dead, but it didn't matter. The rest of the team came ready to grab history by the throat, even though Eric Berry didn't score anything and Rashad Jennings fell off the boat. But on the flip side, the UPS boys didn't go out with a bang, but with a whimper. Ryan Matthews, Nate Burleson, Navarro Bowman just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And Eric Weddle did okay, but the rest of the team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, unfortunately fell off the face of the planet. DeMarco Murray, Jared Boykin, Kobe Fleener, unfortunately, just one catch in that game against Jacksonville. Muhammad Wilkerson fell short, and Blair Walsh just didn't make it. And it leads to the Cobra Kais. They are your new BYB World Champions, 125-91, and we at Pyrotech salute Jared Taylor, the 2013 BYB champion. His Cobra Kai boys etched themselves into history. Congratulations, Jared. So there you have it, folks. Jared Taylor and the Cobra Kai, your 2013 BYB champion. And speaking of the 2013 BYB champion, some say that he literally eats a bowl of Lucky Charms every morning before he goes to work. And others, they might say that literally he could be this year's luckiest man ever in the history of anyone. All we know is he is the 2013 BYB champion. It's Jared Taylor. He's on the Skype hotline. Jared, what's going on, my man?
Did you mention Manager of the Year?
You are indeed Owner of the Year as voted by the BYB Nation. Congratulations on that. So, Jared, you have had an amazing year and a half. You've got married, you've had a baby, and now you're the owner of Dina. How in the world did you pull this feat off, considering your draft possibly was one of the worst drafts in BYB history?
Not the whole draft was not that bad. It was just the running back portion of the draft, and maybe the first 4 picks.
So, Jared, you are the man who drafted Ray Rice in the first round, and all 3 of our guests thus far on the show has pretty much gave the same consensus that Ray Rice was the biggest bust in BYB this year.
I would say definitely yes, but with my skills at managing, I was able to trade Ray Rice.
This is true. And your trades that you made this year were spectacular in complete reverse Jared Taylor fashion. Normally you trade away your teams.
Yeah, usually I give the championship away. This year I took it.
Is there anybody else that you want to add to that list possibly? Maybe CJ Spiller?
CJ Spiller was a pretty big bust. Steven Jackson, I wouldn't call it bust because who expects him to be healthy all year anyway?
So you made it to the playoffs this year on an amazing streak. Your first round opponent was the Guild. Any parting shot that you would like to mention to Mr. Evans?
Well, I would just like to tell Mick, really thank you. I had a bad week in the first round of the playoffs, and Mick decided he would like to start Ryan Tannehill and Mike Wallace in the playoffs against the number 1 seed for some reason. I don't know why. But I would really just like to thank him for that, because he left, was it Andrew Luck, and I don't even know who else, but it had to be better than Mike Wallace on the bench. Decker, yeah. Well, so basically, I owe my championship to Mick Evans, because if it wasn't for those 2 moves there, I wouldn't be here right now on the show. It may be Mick on the show. So a big thanks to one Mick Evans and the Guild.
Indeed, sir. So you came to the final round, and there waiting on you was the defending BYB champion, Thomas. It was a great fought game all the way around. Is there anything that you would like to say to Thomas now?
At the draft, I was talking to Thomas. I drafted J.J. Watt, and Thomas wanted him. Well, he had Blair Walsh, who I wanted on my team at the time, but it turns out I didn't need him. So he tried to trade me Blair Walsh for J.J. Watt, which I thought was ridiculous. And pretty much from then on, I thought Thomas was going to be my rival. For probably the first week or two after the draft, we talked back and forth every day, just trash talking. I would send him pictures of J.J. Watt, knowing that's what he wanted. But then it kind of fell off, and I think maybe that's because he's seen maybe just a glimpse of the future and how good my team was really going to be, and he knew that he didn't want no part of that. Well, my favorite part of this season, and at the beginning of the year, I knew that it was going to happen. I looked ahead at the schedule, and I knew there were at least 2 wins on the schedule because I played Mark Muncie in the home and home series 2 weeks in a row. So I knew that even at the end of the year, if I needed a win or 2, I knew I had them coming when I played Mark Muncie.
It's an amazing run that you've been on. You're now the BYB champion. So what does 2014 hold for the Cobra Kai Ball Club?
Well, big guy, I've kind of got some maybe shocking news for you on that 2014 thing. As you mentioned before, I became a father, working all the time, 6 days a week, and really I don't have much free time anymore, and not as much time as I'd like to put into my team that I think that I'll need. And the baby's going to be getting older and going to have more responsibility, so I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to step down from the BYB and retire. I mean, I hate to do it, but I'm going out as a champion, so there's no better way to go out than that.
Shocking news here on the BYB Insider. The 2013 World Champion has retired. And it was who of us here on the BYB Insider, we wanted to pay tribute to our champion, not for just being the champion this year, but also being a great friend to the show and also being just an awesome dude to be in this league with. So to you, Jared, we salute you. A video tribute to Jared Taylor.
I'm Jared Taylor, and I approve this.
Brett Favre, what is he to you?
Brett Favre is the greatest of all time.
I think Campbell, he could be hit or miss. He may have a good week. It's hard to tell, but I'd rather start him than not go without a quarterback at all.
The first screwy of the leagues thus far this year, it's Corn Dog Taylor. How's your butthole feeling, Corn Dog, knowing you got to face him again this week?
I talk about my butthole on the show, but
It was Jared Taylor's, insert your name here. The Beards get a division title. Congratulations to Jared Taylor. He is the Bricklayers division champion, and his Beards will now go inside the playoffs. With us standing by, this is Jared Taylor, the owner of the Whitman Creek Flying Wolf Pack.
Just the wolves.
The Wolves.
Everybody is afraid of a flying wolf.
To the Cobra Kais. They are your new BYB World Champions, 125-91, and we at Pyrotech salute Jared Taylor, the 2013 BYB Champion. His Cobra Kai boys etched themselves into history. Congratulations, Jared.
So that's going to do it for this. My producers are telling me that Jared Taylor has called us back. So let's bring in the insanely expensive BYB Insider 5000 and bring Jared Taylor back onto the show. Jared, what's going on, man?
Well, big guy, the BYB Insider 5000 doesn't drop down to give you anything that's not big news. So I'm going to drop some more big news on you. I've decided that I will be back next year. I will defend my championship, and I will go back to back. Maybe 2 or 3 more wins, maybe 4 or 5 more in a row, but I'll be back, so sorry about your luck.
Jared Taylor, he's back! And we forgot to mention Brett Favre is his hero, so why not?
That's true. Very true.
Jared Taylor, he's on the Skype Hotline. He is your BYB champion, and it looks like he's going to win very many more before this is all over with.
According to me.
So that's going to do it for this episode of BYB Insider, and I would just like to take a couple seconds here to thank a couple people that has gave us non-wavering support in the show. You know, I'd like to thank our guests, Jared Taylor, Larry Dameron, Mark Muncy, for coming onto this show this season and help add another level to us. Big thumbs up, Tony Ty. Thanks for the music, man. It's took us to the next level, and I would like to thank everybody for watching. And it has been just a pure honor and privilege this year, and been very, very emotional and very, very exciting for me personally as the executive producer of this show to bring it to you. It has been just such a great year, and we are just truly, truly humbled that you have decided to spend this time with us. And from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of this league's heart, we thank you, the BYB Nation and our fans. We can't do nothing without you. So thank you so, so much. And for us, that's going to do it. This season's in the can. It's over. We did a complete season again. Yay! We did it, man! We did it! All right. With this episode, we're gone, folks. We'll see you next season. August, baby. The 6th annual draft is going to go down, and BYB Insider is going to be there. It's on, kiddies. Till next season, we'll see you.